Hello, you're watching Terror TV. I'm Jason Karl, and this is Manormortis, which is a brand new scare attraction here at Scare Kingdom Screen Park in Lancashire. And it's a brand new building, it's a brand new set, there's nothing old about the building whatsoever. However, we've been constructing the set now for about 3.5 weeks, and a week ago we brought in a series of over 100 pieces of antique furniture which have been sourced from manor houses and big stately home sales from all over the world, and they were all bought from an antique supplier. And since we brought all those items into the building, some of the construction and realisation staff have had a few unusual things happen. So my friend Maddie, who is a very well-known medium, has agreed to come in and have a walk around and see what she feels. But it's nothing to do with the building. If anything, it's to do with the furniture. So let's go into the Great Hall.
Fabulous.
Okay, so in here, the oldest piece of furniture we have is this church pew. I don't know if that's relevant or if you picked up anything about that, but this is from an old church.
No, I'm quite comfortable in here. That first sense when you walk in is no, I'm quite happy in here. There's nothing in here that's really making the hair stand up as such, and I'm quite happy in here. Okay, let's take you through to
the kitchen scene, because there's something relevant with that room. Okay, so this scene here is a kitchen, and the items of furniture that have been brought in are the table and this butcher's block. This isn't old, this is new, it's just chipboard. But the interesting thing about the room, in terms of history, is that all of these pieces of wood that you can see theming the room are actually from an old ship, allegedly. And we don't know if that has anything to do with the things that have happened. Nothing paranormal specifically has happened in here, but these pieces of wood have only been put in today.
Yeah, it does feel a little heavy.
Does it?
Yeah. I'd certainly like to come back here later, maybe have a longer
We
look.
left this piece down in case you wanted to psychometrize it later.
Yeah.
So that's one of the pieces. Now this room is going to be a dining room when it's finished, and a significant amount of the pieces that we bought have been brought into this room. The piano was bought on a popular auction site. That only went in yesterday, so we don't think that's got anything to do with much so far. This chair is very old. That was bought from an antique centre, and this set actually is not connected. These are two different pieces. But I want to tell you about the experience that Mark Loftapt had in this room, and he's our Director of Imagineering. He's not here tonight, but he had an experience in here a few days ago. Basically, he was painting this wall behind us here in green, and he was sat on the floor painting away, and he got a text message. He put the paintbrush on here, and he answered his text, whatever, turned around, put the paintbrush up, it wasn't there. He turned round and it was over on here.
Okay.
Now, the other thing that's happened, and this has only happened today, since I'd have called you in a couple of days back. Now, up until today, I personally had nothing strange happen to me. It never does, even with my history of ghost hunting, paranormal, I very rarely experience anything. However, I will tell you what happened to me. I was stood over here this morning, and we had a painter in who was doing some painting in the corridor that's in the next room. And there was a massive crash, and I shouted, "What's broken?" You know, because this is worth a lot of money, this stuff, and I thought somebody broken something significant. And we couldn't find anything broken. However, Simon, different Simon from one you'll meet, he found this, and this is what had happened. Now, the other day, when we put this up, we use a product which is called Super Grip or something like that. Basically, you can't move once it's dry, and it takes like 10 minutes to dry. And a few days ago, maybe 2 days ago, I put a plate on here. You can still see the glue, it's still here. And this plate flew off and smashed, and we left it there for you in situ. The plate isn't old, but I was stood there when it happened.
Okay. All of the team have got an issue with this room.
Okay.
I have a particular issue with this room.
Okay.
Even now I'm feeling incredibly uncomfortable in here. This has got to be one of our hot spots.
Well, let me tell you about the interesting thing about, because obviously we're creating stories, this is a fictional environment, but this room is the heart of the house, the hellish heart of the house, which is why we have all of these holes in the walls which are going to be lit with red lights coming through, like you're in the heart of the house. And there's been quite a lot of focus in terms of the creation of the storyline on this particular room. So it's probably, in terms of all the rooms in Manormortis here, which are all fake, this room has probably had the most thought put into it and discussions about what it could be, etc. And people working in here. It's the most advanced set build in terms of the other sets so far. It's not finished, it's way beyond finished.
What about this chair? How long's that been in here?
That chair's been in here about a week and a half, 2 weeks. That was not bought in on Monday, that's been here longer.
Okay.
And this chair I bought about 7 years ago from a sale, antique sale, and I don't know its history. All I know is it is Victorian.
Okay.
And that has been used in other scare attractions that Atmosphere Scare Entertainment have produced, including Ghost Encounter Live was way back as 2007, and Horror Camp Live. It's been used in loads of different things, but it's going to be permanently in this corner here. This is also very old. This is an old music player, you know, you had the rolls of music, and that's what that is. It's had the music taken out, but that's what that is.
Okay.
Okay, so the two experiences in here is Mark Lofthouse with the paintbrush moving onto here, and my experience today with the plate, which we've left there in situ for you in case you wanted to pick it up. Okay, so this room is going to be a library. I've actually bought a whole library of antique books which haven't arrived yet, but we do have some books here which are very, very old and that I've had for a very long time. If you come in. Now, the interesting thing here, this is Bex, this is Maddie. Bex has been painting this room and working on this room for a couple of days now, and I'll let you interview her actually because this is where she's had her experience.
Okay, just tell me in your own words.
I was bent down here painting away, and there was people in there sawing and hammering, and Simon was in and out. Just bent down and somebody just tapped me. So I thought it was Simon, so I just like turned around to say like, you know, what do you want now type of thing. And there was nobody here. So I kind of got goosebumps and was like, right, okay, who was that? Had a good look round, there was nobody there, and I was like, did you just tap me? And he was like, no, and then obviously I felt a bit like, oh, okay, I've finished painting here, let's go to a different room.
When did it happen?
It was yesterday.
Yeah, okay, so it's all starting to happen now in the last week, really. Now this is, as I said, I've bought an antique library, it's not here yet, but these are very old books that I've had for quite some time in storage. And not all of them, but a lot of them came from a library that was owned by a doctor.
Right.
And a lot of them are Victorian, so feel free to shuffle through. There's a photo album here.
That's what I was aiming for.
Yeah, have a look through those
later.
This room hasn't been constructed yet, but it's going to be an upside down room, and we've called it the SEANCE room. And the idea behind it is that there's going to be a table and chairs on the ceiling, and there will be 4 mannequins doing a seance. So this table is one of my oldest pieces, and obviously the tarot cards are brand new. In fact, they haven't ever been used. It's a new pack. So the other pieces of furniture, this is very, very old. This is Victorian, that's Edwardian, and that's modern, and the other one is Victorian. But this room will have a significant amount of Imagineering, as we call it, which is creation of storyline. That's the seance room in here, but it's not much to look at yet.
No.
Now the next room is very sneaky. This room is what we're calling the nursery, and everything in this room, with the exception of this, which is new, is old. Now this is sourced from an old antique centre. This came from a stately home. This is actually very old, although it looks new because we've painted it. But the main feature in here is the cot, which is Victorian and was bought from a popular auction site. This is Simon, this is Maddie.
Hello, darling.
Medium. Simon is our Director of Realisation, which means he's here most of the time in terms of overseeing the construction that's going on. And I'll let him tell you the story, and we've had to coax him into doing that, because Simon is the person who has absolutely refused point blank, since this happened last Monday, to work in the building on his own. He has to carry on because it's his job, but on his own. So I'll hand you over to Maddie and you can tell her what happened, Simon.
Yes, basically it was when I brought this cot in. I was okay bringing in all the bits and pieces, that's fine, but once I actually started building the cot as a cot, I just kept getting incredibly sad and overwhelmed, and it just even being near it now, as you can probably see, it gets my heart's racing, it gets me really sad and upset.
Okay.
And that's not usually me. I mean, anyone knows I practical jokes, I have a laugh. But since building that, it gets me really upset and nervous, and even just being in this room with it,
Okay.
Just
No,
just gets me worked up.
That's it. That's completely cool. I
It's actually,
completely
I
get
should
it.
add that it's not fully constructed because
No.
Simon refused to carry on.
Couldn't do any
so
more.
it's not actually it's supposed to
Maybe
go
we should
together
finish
like
it.
that, but he won't touch it.
No. When I was building it, I was physically crying, and they thought I'd injured myself. Or
I thought someone had phoned him up and he'd had some bad news or something, but
Okay.
no.
We're going to work through this tonight,
Okay.
Simon. You're going to be fine, I promise you. Okay? We're going to deal with it, but you and me are going to finish building this car.
Right.
Okay?
Okay, so this room is going to be a bedroom, and there'll be a big bed here and all sorts of things that's brand new, but this, the pieces that are old, this is a Edwardian, this is ancient, this chest. This isn't quite so old, this came in on Monday, the top piece, but the chest I've had for years. I don't know if you're picking anything up from that.
It's the top piece.
Is it? Well, that's the piece that we've only had since Monday.
Right, it's the top piece that really attracted everyone's attention, and it's certainly attracting my attention. Whether or not it's residual or whether there's a specific energy attached to it at the moment, not sure, because I haven't opened up completely. But yeah, definitely uncomfortable with this piece.
You're getting a privileged shot here because this is the workshop where we build things and store things. This isn't part of the attraction. But all of the stuff that's here, Maddie, will be going into the attraction. It just isn't in the attraction yet.
Okay.
A lot of the pieces that are here are for the museum room, which will be like a collection of artifacts from all around the world. And I would say maybe 60% of them are genuine and the others are props that we've made or are new. This is interesting. Yeah, I'll tell you about this. I should say, first of all, that our art team have painted this. So it wasn't originally painted green and purple. But this is supposed to be a Dybbuk box, which
I've never seen one.
Have you not?
No.
Well, I don't think they're a specific design. I think they just use any box they could find.
Absolutely.
But essentially, it feels like, because there's not any physical objects inside it, and it can never be opened, so it's been permanently closed. But the stories behind Dybbuk boxes are that I believe it's the Jewish belief system, they believe that an evil spirit known as a Dybbuk, in order to get rid of them, you have to banish it into a box and seal it.
That's
is that
it.
right?
Yeah.
So that's what that is. But as I say, it wasn't painted like that when I found it.
I can understand why people open them. Why the curiosity.
Yeah.
I mean, I would never open
There
one.
might be a piece of paper or something in it, light, but if you shake it, you can't feel anything.
No, I mean, I would never open it, but I've never actually physically seen one, so I'm absolutely over the moon to actually...
It's interesting to me because obviously they've just used a box they found because this looks more African, not sort of Jewish whatsoever, so I think it was just a functional box that they happened to use for that, and again, it may not even be true at all. It's plastic, but we do have a dagger, which is very, very old, which is in here.
Right, okay.
I don't know if that's what you were actually sensing.
I don't know, I just wanted to go into that cupboard and
This is
there
supposed to be, it's from Haiti, it's voodoo.
Oh. Can we leave this out, please?
Yeah. Okay. I don't know anything more about it. That's all the information I have.
Okay, I'm speechless. That was not pleasant.
But this is what I wanted to tell you about. This was bought from an allegedly haunted house in America, and the story behind it is that the owner didn't want the doll in the house anymore. It's supposed to move around of its own accord. We've made the box and the velvet and the swing is all brand new. We've put it in this box, and we put it on a metal stand and nailed it to the box, or screwed it to the box, so it can't move. And this doll is supposedly quite a haunted kind of artifact or significant piece in terms of that. So I don't know if you're feeling anything about that.
I could quite happily take it outside, build a bonfire and put it on the top. That's how strongly I feel about that piece. I don't doubt that we can do something about it. It's a doll and I feel like it's challenging me. I almost want to look at it in its eyes and kind of say, come on, if you think you're hard enough, which probably isn't my wisest move of the night. But it is very challenging.
So if we can do some work with that, maybe.
Absolutely.
I should say on camera, actually, that the reason that we've called Maddie and her team in is because of the things that have happened to my staff, because we don't want this to escalate, because it's not a haunted building, it's a brand new one, and because I want people to be happy here and for...
comfortable working on
exactly.
their own.
So that's why, basically to do an exorcism stroke blessing on the bill, cleansing, whatever word phrase you want to use. So that's what we're doing a bit later. But yeah, a lot of people don't like this.
She's
when they look
very
at it.
unpleasant.
I would love to know what her name is. The information I
try.
got didn't give me her name, and I'm sure she has been named because it was a relevant piece in the house it came from. So it must have a name, and I'd love to know what the name.
Well,
of the doll
I've got a
is.
name rattling around in my head. I'm going to hold on to it for now
Okay.
because I want to see if any of the other team members come up with any names. But I am getting a very specific name,
Okay.
which is a very old name as well, actually.
Okay.
Finding it difficult to breathe, very heavy chested, which for me is always a sign that there is something not nice.
Okay.
Okay, so
We need to do something about that.
she is definitely my focus. I'm expecting things tonight to get a bit funky. Okay? You do not, under any circumstances, go off on your own. Okay? We stay together. I want to use the equipment now to find out what's residual and what's physical. Now, Jason has just put something in my hand that we never saw initially. What I want to do now is get the equipment sorted. I want the SB7s, I want the digi-recorders, and I want the K2s. I want to go back to these specific areas and just see if we're getting any initial reactions. Particularly interested in what comes through on the SB7s. Okay? Watch your backs tonight, guys. Stay close and watch each other. All right? And watch everyone else that's with us as well. All right? Particularly those that have already been affected. The other thing that strikes me, and you know me with coincidences, is that 3 instances where someone has had activity around them, or they've felt something, or they've heard something, they've been on their knees, or they have been crouched down painting or doing something on the floor. So it seems to be whatever this energy is that's having so much fun, obviously particularly likes to have people in quite a vulnerable position. So we're going to give them what they want. Okay? When we go into rooms, we are going to appear to be quite vulnerable. I want to stay very non-adversarial. Okay? For now. There is going to come a point when I think we are going to have to get quite adversarial, but for now, because we have some very non-aggressive energies in there, I want to get them passed over. I want to cleanse it all down, so all that we're left with is our Mr. Tap on the shoulder, throw things about. Okay? Right, let's get the equipment out, let's get going. Okay. Can you hear this? If you have anything to say, one last chance before we move forward. If there is anyone in this room, in this area with us who has anything to say, now is your chance. Hello? Hello? Is that a woman? Or a child?
Yeah, it's a woman, a definite woman.
Hello? Are you going to come back? Hello? I'm feeling very uncomfortable in here, and I'm feeling very sick as well. Come on, step forward. Let's be having you. I don't mean you any harm. Just want to talk to you. Can you give us a sign that you're here? Can you tap? Knock? Can you do this? Who knocked this plate down? Who knocked this plate down? That was very naughty. Who's got the fingerprint powder? Fabulous. I'm going to pick this plate up. I think that was very naughty of you, making a mess like that. That's a very valuable piece of crockery. Oops. Now we've put it all back together, and seeing as how you're not going to come and talk to us, which I think is very rude, we are actually is that if this plate gets touched, or any bit around it, we can come back to it, we can find fingerprints. Right. So if I come and help you, would you mind? Would you mind if I helped you?
You
Can I come and help you if I just do this? Will that annoy
don't
you?
throw them around.
No, you don't want me to do that?
No.
Why not?
Because it's disrespectful.
It's not disrespectful. I'm emptying a suitcase of books. What's the problem with that? Why am I not allowed to throw them around?
Not.
Why?
Because somebody has looked after them all.
Who?
Don't know. A man. There's a man.
Okay, well we know that because they're doctor's books.
And that's all. But stop it.
Why? Am I annoying you?
Yes.
Really? How much do you want to whip me right now?
I don't want to hit you. I just want you to leave the books alone.
Leave your books alone? Really? That's interesting. Did you get that, Trace?
I did.
She wants me to leave her books alone. Does anybody else want to play?
I don't want anyone to touch them.
You don't want anyone to touch the books? Why don't you want anyone to touch the books?
Because
I will stop touching the books if you give me a reason.
I want to say because they're mine, but they're not mine.
Okay, we'll go with it. Okay, let's go with it. Let you say they are mine. All right, let's go with it. I want to know what it is about these books. You're obviously picking up on a male energy. I can feel him as well. I've got a difficulty in breathing, heaviness on the chest. So, how did he pass?
I don't know. I've got a pain in my right eye.
Right, okay.
Which might sound odd. And I feel like I don't have a lot and these are mine.
Why is he maintaining possession over his books?
Because they're not treated properly.
Not by you. No, I'm going to take them away. Tracy, give us out, mate. No, I'm sorry, you didn't answer the question properly. Why is he maintaining possession over his books? It's you he's talking to, not me. Why stay with a pile of old books? Why didn't he pass to light? Why has he not passed over?
I don't have the answers.
Yes, you do.
When you said that, I couldn't save someone.
Okay, so it's guilt.
The answer's in the books.
Yeah, but he didn't have the books, did he? So he couldn't find the answer, could he? And those aren't all the books anyway.
No.
That's only a very small part of them. So it's guilt.
Yeah.
So, is he willing to give up ownership of the books?
He wants to find the answer.
But we can give him the answer. We can pass him over. We can pass him to light. He can go and find the answer, and he can find some peace. He's not aggressive. In fact, he's a lovely fellow. I have no issue with him. And I will happily put his books back in the middle of the room, but I need to know that when we come back later and we cleanse those books and we break that link, that he's going to pass to life. How about if we bring forward his wife?
He'd go.
He'd go for his wife. Would he go for her?
I think so.
I think so too. I'm picking up a name. We keep saying a name over and over and over again. Okay. Beth. Elizabeth. Beth. Are you getting a reaction to that?
Sadness.
Okay. Right, well, we're going to move forward now. We're going to put his books back into the middle of the room for him. And we will come back here. We will mark this as a room. We will come back, we will cleanse, and we will pass him to light so that he can go and be with Beth. He can go and be with Elizabeth. But he needs to leave his books behind. Can you give us a sign of your presence, please? Let me hear your voice. I'm angry. Are you angry? Fine. Oh, I'm angry. Why are you angry? If you want us to leave, which we will do for now, did you hear that?
I heard something.
It sounded like it was.
It may have been Jason. That's what.
Jason.
Did you hear that banging?
No.
Oh no, if you mean the bang, 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 someone's having a party on the hill.
No, I meant the tap. No, it was the tap tap banging. No, not really.
Do that again for us, please.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, so
Right, literally instantly after you finished, there was a.
yeah.
Well, don't dance around the edges. Come on, let's be having here. Let's get this done. Right, 2 more minutes. Come on. Do you see this? I'll just put it there, look. I've turned off the noisy machine. Just come and shout into it. Give us a tap or a knock. Touch one of us, let us know that you're here. I'm not picking anything up in here. It is a voodoo knife. I want each of my team to hold it, please.
Just really don't like the feel of it.
I feel really heavy. Where's Liz?
Behind you.
Please.
I'd rather not,
That's
please.
nice of me.
Liz?
Can I give this to somebody, please? I don't.
You can give it back to me, that's fine.
Oh, really,
Why?
really.
Oh, I've already made you hold it, haven't I? Liz, why?
I feel I want to cry. I want to. It's really.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, all right. What I want to start doing is really get the water out, start cleaning these pieces of furniture that we're uncomfortable with. I want to go back to the cot and I want to do a circle of light in there. Just a nice gentle circle of light. Let's cleanse the cot, let's put it together. Let's let that energy free, let's let that energy go. So let's finish putting the cot together for her. How are you feeling?
I don't want it.
I know you don't want to. Liz, Tracy?
Yeah.
Can you step forward, please? Fabulous. Liz and Tracy are going to help you, okay? And I'm going to be stood right here. Right. I'm not going to allow us to be distracted. Let's focus on what we're doing. So we've put these 2 bolts in. Are there bolts at that end to be put in?
Yeah.
There should be 4 bolts.
Okay, have we got bolts that end?
Yeah.
Right, come on then. Tracy, Liz, can you help? Let's put this. Just touch it. Go on. There you go. That's it, well done. Do you want me to unbolt the other end to make it easier?
You're alright.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, ignore it.
They're trying to distract us.
Right. Do you want me to push?
How are you feeling?
Not good.
Okay. Right. Vanessa, can you just come and put your hands on the cup there, please? Is this the salt water? Okay, with the cloth. No one picked up a cloth.
Alright, I'll write it on.
I thought you picked up.
I did, I think I put it down again. Right, what I'm going to start doing is I'm just going to start spraying this piece now, just with salt water. As I'm doing that, will you tell me how you feel whilst I'm doing that?
Yeah.
Needs to be tighter. What's your reaction to me doing that?
Wanna cry?
Okay, I'll go with it. It's fine. You're amongst friends. Sorry, Trace. It's okay. I'm about to spray you likely to get wet things. Liz, can you come in behind him, please? Give him some support. Sorry. Don't let go. That's all right. Put that just down over somewhere. Keely, can you step forward, please, and hold it?
Maddie, isn't it okay?
Hmm?
Alright.
It's all right. Is he all right?
No.
It's all right.
Can you go in?
Yeah. Liz, can you step out, darling, and I'll come in behind him. Thank you.
Do you want me to take over and do it?
We call on our angels and guides to draw forward, to give this circle strength, take away this emotion, take away this pain. Help this soul find peace now. Help them find that they've lost. We ask this with love and light and respect, as is right to do so. some nice deep breaths for me. Through the nose, out through the mouth, nice and cleansing. I want you to push that energy forward. I want you to imagine that you can see that light. Focus on that light and push it all through. We give of ourselves and we give of our strength with love. We are women, we understand this pain. When I count to 3, we will step back and the emotion will be gone, okay? Okay? Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Nice deep breaths for me. Through the nose, out through the mouth, nice and cleansing. 1. Calming, sending it away. 2. That's it, you're doing fabulous. Send her over. Send her over. Well done. That's it, there she goes. Let her go. Let go of the emotion. 3. Okay. Well done. Right, let's get him up and out. Come on, darling, can you stand? You've done it. Well done. Well done. Okay?
Yeah.
Well done. That took some doing. I'm very proud of you. You've earned loves. I just love loving you. Give me loves. Oh, well done.
Maddie, can you tell us what's just happened for anyone watching? Because we may not understand exactly what's just happened.
Okay, as soon as I can breathe again. Thank you, darling. What happens sometimes with these energies is they will hook into or they will link into someone very specific. And they've obviously seen something very special in you. So what happened here was the only person that could cleanse this, that could send her over, was actually Simon.
Thanks.
Sorry. So here you are, darling, you are centre of attention. And you really don't like it, do you? You can be very scary, can't you? Banging and crashing. And the crazy thing is that you're a pretty little girl, but the energy that is attached to you is very male, very masculine, and really starting to get up my nose. Now I'm told that you're haunted, that we should treat you with the greatest of respect. Really? Esmeralda? Because that's what I think your name is. I think your name is Esmeralda. And I don't think you like me very much. I don't care. The divot box. I have no issue with you. I move you aside. The knife. I have no issue with you. I will not insult you by spraying you with water that has been blessed. I won't do that. That would be disrespectful. I bear you no malice. I bring forward the light I extinguish the light. Just place it in front.
No.
Don't leave the room.
No way in the room.
I bring forward earth. Salt that has been blessed by a holy priestess. Lay a little bit down. And then just put the bag on top. I bring forward water that is holy and blessed. Spray the face very lightly. And place it in front of her. Are you lit? I bring forward smoke. I bring forward air.
In front of her?
Yeah. I give you the option. I give you the opportunity to leave, to go back from whence you came. You have no place here. Oh, I don't know, look at that face. You're not leaving, are you? Right, team, I'd like you up both sides of the table, please. I call forward the shadows, those creatures that lurk in the earth, those creatures that lurk in the corners. There is no light here. You are welcome to step forward. Enter this space. Take all that you find. Remove them from this space. These earth spirits, these souls that are lost that no longer belong here. But be quick. You are just a doll that is connected to you, is to be taken from this place. You were once loved, but you have been cursed. With the power of the elements, we release you from that curse. We call on our angels and guides to draw forward, to restore the light, to drive away those shadow creatures, to drive away those demonic energies that just don't belong here. We ask this with love and love.
It's been moved.
It's definitely been moved, hasn't it? Because there was a whole piece in there.
Yeah, because you had it all the plate together.
The top was
Yeah,
full.
look. Got a picture.
Right, just give me the water just for a minute.
You need to check the other picture.
Briefly, what we've done is we've scoured the whole building looking for energies that may have been causing disruptions and disturbances. We found that energy, we focused in on it, and we've cleansed it. The fact that I actually put that plate together myself, I put the fingerprint powder on that myself, so to come back to it and have a whole piece missing. Now, we have actually searched the entire building. We've looked in drawers, we've looked everywhere. We cannot find that shard of crockery. And we've also checked everybody's hands as well, because it was covered in fluorescent powder. So we know that that was paranormal. That wasn't somebody manipulating with a test object, because it's fluorescent.
Wow, this has been an incredible night. We've had Maddie Mitch and her team of ghost hunters from Phoenix, and they've been doing an investigation and a cleansing or exorcism blessing of the attraction. I'm hoping it's going to put to rest any unpeaceful vibes that might be associated with the furniture. We've had a few things happen. The doll seems to have the name Esmeralda. It's going to get its own name tag. It's going to be in the museum here at Manormortis. And the plate, which flew off the shelf earlier today, one of the pieces has gone missing, so we're going to try and find that. You can come and see all of these pieces and indeed the entire attraction at Scare Kingdom Screen Park from October and through November as well. Go to scarekingdom.com for all the information. Alternatively, you can find the same information plus that of all the scare attractions in Britain at the Terror Attractions website at www.terrorattractions.co.uk. You're watching Terror TV, and we'll see you soon.